the voice of our Chambers network in the B20 platform. I'm a part of the Chambers network for almost 30 years, and I'm always proud of being a part of this family. But I believe that as Chambers, we should be more effective in global policy making, and we have to show that we are policy relevant. We have to show that we don't only think local, but also we have the capacity to act global. G20 is the leading global policy-making platform, and B20 is the voice of the business in this platform. And we have an important opportunity this year. This year, neither a CEO nor a Patros clubs is leading the B20. For the first time, a chamber is leading the B20. For this reason, as B20 Turkey, we are working a lot to make more and more chambers and local businesses active in B20. This is why we are here to receive your comments about this year's B20 agenda. We have to fulfill this opportunity and make our chambers stronger globally. First of all, on behalf of the B20 Turkey, I would like to thank the International Chamber of Commerce and World Chambers Federation for co-hosting this event with us. 6 months ago, Turkey took over the G20 presidency from Australia. Thank you, Jeff. And I believe Ambassador Sezgin will tell us more about Turkey's G20 priorities. We also start our work in B20 in mid-December. We have selected inclusiveness as our main pillar because we believe that the B20 should be open to anyone who wants to contribute to the interests of the business world. For us, both multinational companies and SMEs, both developed and developing countries, are equally very important. For this reason, this year, we established the SMEs and Entrepreneurship Task Force. We also see this as our responsibility to our SME members, which accounts more than 95% of our total members. This new task force is developing new ideas to solve the problems of SMEs, which account for 2/3 of employment globally. Because we all know SMEs have been negatively affected by the unintended results of the regulations over the past few years. They need our help. They are the job creators of the global economy. We cannot take our eyes off them. So we are developing new recommendations for them. Moreover, I am proud to announce that 2 weeks ago, the World SME Forum was officially formed as an advocacy arm for SMEs. This will be an important international business platform to integrate SMEs more into the global value chains. As ICC, TOBB, WSF, as the founding members, WCF, as the founding members of the World SME Forum, we want to invite all of you to be a member and partner of the World SME Forum. Dear friends, in addition to SME agenda, to be more inclusive, we are holding regional consultation forums all around the world. This serves 2 purposes. The first is to include the business of emerging G20 economies, which are underrepresented in the B20 process. The second is to take note of the views of the non-G20 countries. As members of the business world, We cannot divide countries into G20 or non-G20. Companies in non-G20 countries are still our partners. We trade with them. We form partnerships. So we must also be their voice. Our task force started the policy development process in February, when the first finance ministers meeting was held in Istanbul. Since then, we held regional consultations in Saudi Arabia for the Gulf countries, twice in Singapore, one for the ICC World Council and one for the South Asian countries. In India, in Azerbaijan for the Euro-Asian countries, and Brazil for the Latin America. We also had our first joint task force meeting in April in Washington, D.C., back-to-back with the World Bank IMF meetings. And last week, our task forces got together in Paris during the OECD forum. Ladies and gentlemen, the G20 has accomplished much since its establishment in 1999 as a multilateral coordination body. Nearly a decade later, when the world was on the edge of a financial cliff, many of us were thinking that we faced a financial disaster. But we knew these programs required collective decision-making and coordinating actions. Successful global coordination under the G20 contributed significantly to global economic recovery. However, with the ongoing recovery, especially in the United States and core Europe, I feel that the global policy discussion within the G20 is becoming less effective. But as we all know, negative effects of the global crisis are still valid for the developing countries and our small businesses. In this sense, it's as important as ever for the B20 to have a strong push both in governmental circles and in a public at large. With global growth rates low and unemployment rates still high, the B20 cannot afford to relax even for a minute. A strong, coordinated advocacy effort is a must. B20 Turkey asked the task forces to develop focused and actionable recommendations. I am confident that the business community will be able to facilitate, coordinate and propose feasible and pragmatic solutions to the G20 to consider. Dear friends, we will talk in detail about the trade and SME agendas after the keynote speeches. But let me give you a few headlines of the recommendations coming from each task force. First, the Trade Task Force, under the leadership of Kerry, will push further to facilitate trade globally. We believe that for international trade to become freer and open, the trade facilitation agreement must be ratified on a wide scale. We will have dialogues with our G20 friends to push for this. Moreover, we will continue to call for rolling back protectionist measures around the world. Secondly, the Employment Task Force calls on governments to build flexible, inclusive labor markets for young people and women, and to remove barriers to decrease their labor force participation. They are also pushing hard on training programs, reducing skills, mismatch brought about by technological change, and other key actions as well. Our third task force is the Financing Growth Task Force. This group focused their recommendations on enhancing SME financing. We are calling for credit ratings and scoring that will reduce the risk in SME financing. We are exploring alternative regimes for raising finance such as crowdfunding platforms. We also have not forgotten the broader agenda. That is to improve global regulation of financial markets by strengthening banks' ability to lend through promotion of cross-border regulatory consistency. Fourth is the Infrastructure and Investment Task Force. I am happy to say that we have 3 concrete sets of the recommendations coming from this task force. They have indicated me that they seek to improve the investment ecosystem and set the basis for infrastructure as an asset class. Additionally, the task force recommends the development of a solid national infrastructure strategic plan for each country. They are also looking closely at how we can create a platform that would enhance collaboration for technical support to infrastructure projects. Fifth task force is the Anti-Corruption Task Force. Under IHAN's chairmanship, they are working on pragmatic solutions. I was excited that they are pushing to promote the development of the transparent digital customs and cross-border systems across G20. I can tell you that this works. It worked in Turkey. My organization took over the modernization of Turkish customs and borders, and we got successful results. But I have also seen it in other countries. Now it is the time to expand this success to others as well. Finally, the SMEs and Entrepreneurship Task Force, as I told more previously, is a new addition under the Turkish B20 leadership. So we are developing brand new recommendations for SMEs to become more integrated into the global markets. Dear guests, as the B20 Turkey chair, I am honored to see you as a part of the B20 Turkey process. As the global business community, we are trying to be as helpful as possible to achieve the 2% additional GDP growth over the next 5 years. Governments and business have a shared goal. Therefore, we have to work together. I hope to see many of you again in the upcoming B20 events. In particular, we will meet in September at the B20 conference in Ankara. We will deliver our recommendations to the G20 finance ministers. And in November, we will meet with our government leaders at the Antalya summit. Thank you, and please let us know your comments on these issues.